Yes.
Surprising, when the officials on this game, maybe they're all good. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, this is an important game.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the one because I've had him at one of the high school games I've done on the U. So I've seen a couple before.
And good afternoon and welcome live to the Robert Collins Center on the Triton College campus in River Grove as it's time once again for Triton College basketball. This afternoon, the Trojans in a key Region 4 game as they host the Cougars of Highland Community College. Pleasant good afternoon. Tim McKinney live from the Collins Center. Phil Dorner, our producer. Great to have you with us here today. Big game, possibly a championship game preview in Division 1. These two teams did play 2 weeks ago in Freeport. The Trojans won 71-62. The Trojans really didn't play a very good game. They were down 12 and then rallied late. A big closing 3 minutes by Triton sealed the deal. Trojans come in 18-3 on the year. They're ranked number 15 in the NJCAA poll. They are number 5 in the media poll by JUCORecruiting.com. Highland, they're 13-8 on the year. Highland, they played a couple games this week. They defeated Illinois Valley and Blackhawk in Arrowhead Conference games. Triton has not played since our last time we were with you last Saturday when they defeated Marshalltown. Triton was scheduled to play Don Bosco Prep here at the Collins Center on Wednesday. However, that game was postponed due to the weather. Possibility the game could be rescheduled. We're not quite certain yet, but of course, follow us online at TritonAthletics.com or on Twitter, Triton Trojans, #1, and we'll keep you updated on all of the fluctuating schedule changes. And this game got moved up a half an hour early to accommodate the officials, as all three have assignments immediately after this one to get to. A couple of them are heading out to Wintrust Arena, or at least one to my knowledge, for that Bronny, LeBron James' son in town, for that event going on at Wintrust Arena later on today down at Wintrust. So an earlier start, a half hour earlier, 2:30 tip here at the Collins Center. And to get things underway, we'll toss it over to our public address voice, the Honorary George Fate.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Collins Center on the campus of Triton College in the heart of River Grove for this afternoon's National Junior College Athletic Association Region 4 matchup between the Cougars of Highland Community College and your Triton College Trojans. Prior to introducing this afternoon's starting lineups and to honor America, we ask that you stand. Kindly remove your cap for the playing of our national anthem. And now for this afternoon's starting lineups. First, for the Cougars of Highland Community College, who entered this afternoon's contest with an overall record of 13 wins and 8 losses. At guard, a 6'3" freshman out of Fenger, #1, Donovan Taylor. At guard, a 6'5" freshman from Compass Prep in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, #10, Carlos Ramsey. At forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Hillcrest Prep in Irvington, New Jersey, #13, Stephen Gabriel. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Manuka, #21, Brandon Hill. And at center, a 7'2" freshman from Toronto, Canada, #35, Omar Nur. The Cougars are coached by Luke Norman, assisted by Joe Kulagaski. And now, the starting lineup for your Triton College Trojans. Triton College enters this afternoon's game with an overall record of 18 wins and 3 losses. At guard, a 6'3" freshman from Calgary in California, #2, Brandon Muntu. At guard, a 6'3" freshman out of Houston, Texas, #11, Dalen Hamilton. At center, a 6'9" freshman from the Bahamas, #13, D'Angelo Elise. At guard, a 6'5" sophomore from Ferndale, Michigan, #23, Tiante Makitan. And at forward, a 6'8 freshman from Green Bay, Wisconsin, number 24, Patrick Subnick. The Trojans are coached by John Clancy, assisted by Brian Burns, Edmund Pryor, and Matt Johnson. Our student assistants are Daniel and Michael Catucci. Our athletic trainer, Mr. Michael Montez. Sports information director, Mr. Tim McKinney. Our associate vice president of athletics, Mr. Garrick Abasesian. And the Triton College president, Miss Mary Rita Moore. This afternoon's basketball officials, Mr. Randall Wells, Mr. Travis Coswell, and Mr. Bobby Mazalewski.
So there you have it, the introductions of the starting lineups. We are all set to go here for basketball from the Collins Center. Possible number 1 seed at stake. Trojans did win the first meeting against Highland, so they do have the advantage here this afternoon, but they have to hold serve on their home court. The Trojans still have regional games left with Kankakee and Daly in the final stretch run, as we're 3 weeks away from the opening round of the playoffs. Highland in the orange, Triton in the gray. And the tip, and I think they may re-jump this. And they will. So we'll hit the reset button and we'll do it all over again. And that tip goes out of bounds and it will belong to the Trojans. McKeithen will trigger it in again. Brandon Mutu, Dalen Hamilton, D'Angelo Lise, Tianta McKeithen, and Patrick Subnick are the starters for the Trojans. Man-to-man by Highland, an interior feed for Subnick. Poked away, and then he forced it into Elise, but McKeithen able to save it. Hill putting the pressure up top on Hamilton. Hamilton on the drive. Circles in and throws it out to nowhere. Came right to us at the table and out of bounds to Highland, so the Trojans turn it over on their first possession. Highland starters, Donovan Taylor, number 1. Carlos Ramsey, number 10. Stephen Gabriel, number 13. Brandon Hill, number 21. And Omar Nur, the 7'2" center out of Toronto. He's number 35. Cougars are coached by Luke Norman. Second full season. Running the program that his dad built for many years at Highland. Of course, Pete Norman, the athletic director at Highland, and would imagine hopefully Pete's tuning in. Hello, Pete. Hope all was well with you. Inside Hamilton, handoff down the lane. Mutu to shovel to Elise, and he scores the first 2 of the game. D'Angelo Elise, the sophomore out of the Bahamas. Elise. So Highland a quick one and done. Now McKeithen got it for 3.
Number 23,
McKeithen, one of the better three-point shooters in the region, 46%, connects on his 53rd three-pointer. Good beginning for Triton, up 5-0. Trojans, man-to-man defensively. Hill hands it off. The Ramsey, he'll hand it back off. On the drive, Gabriel, now a corner 3, and that's good by Carlos Ramsey. Ramsey did not play in the first meeting 2 weeks ago. Drills that 3. He's a 45% shooter, his 29th from downtown. Hamilton, he'll pull up off the back rim, and the rebound claimed by Hill. Highland looking to push it a bit. Taylor, a little shake and bake. Now he'll pull up. The jumper is good, and we are tied. 5 in a row by Highland after the first 5 were scored by the Trojans. Of course, Triton led by John Clancy in his first season as head coach. He has picked up where the program has left off under Steve Christensen. 18-3 are the Trojans, looking to try and break that drought in Division I to get the Nationals. Elise had it blocked. In transition, Taylor Down the lane, and Hamilton stepped into the passing lane, had the steal. He loses it. Down low, Ramsey had it poked loose, and Elise picked it up for the Trojans. Hill pressuring Hamilton. Good matchup there, and that shot's blocked by Nur. As you would imagine, at his height, he would have a number of blocks. He has now 53 on the year, averaging about 3 blocks a game. Kobe Montgomery checks in for the Trojans. Inside, Cam Denson, who's also in scores. So you got Denson and Montgomery on the board. And we're going to have a reset of the clock here. Clock's been adjusted to 16:27. And the shot clock, I believe, will be adjusted as well. And they just did change that, as you see on your screen. Trojans by 2. Now they show the trap, little pressure at half court. Token man, but they'll lay back into the man. Straight up. Inside. McKeithen pried it loose, but Nur was there to pick up the loose change and put it in. We're back even at 7. Denson in the corner. Montgomery for 3. No. And a rebound claimed by Gabriel. Gabriel down the middle of the floor, takes it all away, and he had it blocked. Subnik had it stripped, got it back off the glass. No. And Nur claims the rebound. Baseline, Ramsey, nice little move, but he left it short and out of bounds. Highland will have possession. Johnny Melvin will check in for the Cougars, 6'5" freshman out of Orr Academy, but is from originally from El Paso, Texas. Played 4.5 minutes here from the Collins Center, tied at 7. Lob. They tried to lob it in, but instead they were able to find Taylor underneath, did Ramsey. Taylor on the drive to his left, left it short, and the rebound claimed by Cam Denson. Denson will bring it up the floor. Back out. Mutu. He'll take it down the lane with the left hand. No, but there's Subnik to tip it in. Patrick Subnik cleaning up inside for the Trojans. He had 14 in the first meeting against Highland. 3 ball in the corner, no, by Ramsey and out of bounds. It will belong to Triton. J.J. Calican will check in, and Dalen Hamilton back in for the Trojans. Calican, 6'5" sophomore, to transfer from Olney Central from Louisville, Kentucky. He'll dribble it up the floor now. Drives right, bounce pass to Montgomery. Montgomery now to Hamilton. Hamilton looking to knife through traffic and drew the contact and the foul. And now we're going to have another whistle. And back-to-back fouls on Highland. Ramsey committed the last foul, and that one on Johnny Melvin. Triton will trigger it in. Sumnick drives, spins to the left, nearly was tied up, but somehow able to get the pass off into Denson. Boy, that was strong ball control there by Subnik to somehow hang on to that one, as it appeared he was going to get tied up, but was strong enough to get that pass underneath the Denson. Elise will re-enter for Triton. And Luke Norman will counter to bring in Omar Nur. And Highland had one extra player on the floor, and Taylor got off in time before the officials caught it. 11-7. Ball inside loose, picked up by Hamilton. 2-on-1. Hamilton on the way. No. Rebound claimed by Calicott, had it, but it's tapped out by him, and Highland will have possession, and Luke Norman will call a timeout. 13:52 remaining in this opening half. Trojans lead Highland 11-7. Busy week ahead, a big homestand we're in the midst of. We're going to have a busy week here. Doubleheader Tuesday, doubleheader Thursday, doubleheader Saturday. And we're here a week from Sunday as well. So we're going to have 9 games here within the next 7 days. Split doubleheader here Tuesday night. Women will host Malcolm X at 5. The men will play Wright at 7. Lady Trojans were a 93-68 winner last night at Bethel to improve to 16-4. Our next stream on the YouTube channel will be Thursday night doubleheader versus Kankakee. Women at 5. Men at 7. Bay College, they'll be here next Saturday on the 12th, 1 and 3 o'clock doubleheader. And then on Super Bowl Sunday, February 13th, we have Southeastern here beginning at 2 p.m. Play resumes. Highland with possession, down by 4, and that's off the hands of Ramsey on the sideline there in front of the Triton bench.
Trojan basketball.
And, of course, our broadcast is interactive. If you have any comments or questions you want to chime in on our channel on the YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Great to have you all with us here this afternoon, live from the Collins Center. Key Region 4 game. Circling in Hamilton. Bounce pass into Elise, who scores. And the Trojans have scored the last 6 after this game was knotted up at 7. Baseline, layup good by Ramsey. Nice give and go. (13 to 9). Nur will clean up the rebound. And out of bounds, that ball will stay.
Keep it right there. Brandon Muntu, number 2, checks back in for the
With Highland. Jeremy Baker checked in during that timeout. He'll inbound, 6'2" freshman out of Kokomo, Indiana.
Trojan foul number 10, J.J. Callaghan, his first.
Calicon commits that foul.
Highland basketball out of bounds underneath.
Highland will trigger it back in. Nur, he'll take the 18-footer, and it's good. He had just 3 points in the first meeting and knocks down that jumper straight up, and Highland has answered again within 2. Inside Elise with the left hand, and he scores. Elise with 6 early on for Triton. Lead is 4. Gabriel, double team. And that pass is deflected, picked off by Calicon. On the break, pass out ahead. Mutu had it poked loose from behind by Ramsey. And the Trojans will have it.
Number 50, Omar Kita checks in.
Omar Kita is in out of Bamako, Mali. Sumnick back in for the Trojans. Mutu looking and does get it in time. Kalaka. Now Mutu got it back into Elise, and he's fouled.
Cougar foul, number 50, Omar Kita, his first, team third.
Kita commits that foul. And that inbounds is picked off, a bad pass, and it's picked off by Baker. Bounce pass ahead, and the dunk by Ramsey. And Highland within 2. A little more than 8 minutes gone by here in this opening half. Elise looking inside. Sumnick broke loose, and he got pushed. Ramsey commits the foul. Number 2 on him, and Luke Norman at the bench. Donovan Taylor will check back in.
For the Cougars, Tiante McKeithen returns for the Trojans. Triton College basketball.
And that inbounds pass is picked off. And here comes Highland on the break ahead. Gabriel, he'll slam it home. So a couple sloppy inbound passes by the Trojans. Highland takes advantage, and they're on an 8-2 run to even this one up again at 15. Highland has not yet led. Now they'll have a chance. That 3-ball missed by Montgomery. Gabriel to rebound, and he'll bring it up ahead. Swing pass in the corner. 3-ball, no good by Melvin, and the rebound claimed by Mutu. McKeithen, he'll pull up for 3. Short. Battle for the rebound, and it's claimed by Gabriel. Baker. Right side to Gabriel against Sumnick. Backs it out. He'll pull up for 3, and it's good. It's going to be a 2. Long 2 from just inside the corner arc. Gabriel and Highland has their first lead of the afternoon. Gabriel had 8 points in the first meeting 2 weeks ago in Freeport. McKeithen. And he's fouled as he goes across the lane. And I think we have a T as well. We'll see. Yes, we do. So Gabriel gets hit with the personal and the technical. So you'll have the technical free throws. McKeithen will shoot. Since the ball was on the floor, point of interruption. Triton will inbound after these free throws. McKeithen, 80% on the year. Trojans as a team shooting just a tad over 70%. 1 for 2 there for McKeithen. It should be 17-16. Well, I thought. So the score is correct? It should be 16, I believe. He missed. There we go. Now they got it corrected. The Highland bench was trying to play games with the officials and tell him he missed both, but he made 1 of 2. Elise inside goes up strong and draws the foul. So, Omar Kita commits the foul, number 2 on him. And so far, the Trojans have been able to get a lot of fouls. 7-1 in favor of the Trojans. Now they're in the bonus for a good period in this half. I've got to make the free throws. Elise misses the first.
Cam Dudson back in the lineup for the Trojans.
0 for 2, and now we're going to have a loose ball foul on Triton.
Trojan foul number 5, Cam Denson, his first.
Denson on the foul,
Second, Cougar basketball.
and Highland will trigger it back in. Trojans enter 18-3. Highland 13-8, but Highland in that Illinois-Iowa quadrant, one of their 13 was at Indian Hills, but Indian Hills returned the favor and beat them by 30 last week at Highland, and there's a foul on the way up there, and now things are starting to even out a bit for Highland on the foul situation. The last two have been on Triton. Denson committing both of them. Third team foul, and Taylor will get a pair. But Highland lost that rematch at home last week, 69-39, and talking to Luke Norman, just said his team couldn't score. They had 18 points early and scored 20 the rest of the way, but they did beat Indian Hills in Ottumwa. Triton will still have to travel to Indian Hills, the final game of the regular season, once this long homestand completes. It was an 8-game homestand, but now 7 because of the Bosco game being postponed. It may be made up. 2-point Highland lead after the free throw. McKeithen around an Elise screen. Nur steps in. Good defense there and out of bounds. Highland will have it. That was good job by Nur off that screen and roll to stay with Elise and come back to recover and seal him off quickly off that screen. Mutu back in for the Trojans as McKeithen will check out. So we're past the halfway point of this first half. Trojans have led by as many as 6, but Highland has rallied here early on to take a 2-point lead. That's a 3. No good by Taylor. And the rebound, Elise. Outlet ahead, Mutu. Now wide open, Denson, he drills the 3. He's 39% from long range, his 17th 3 of the year, and Triton retakes the lead, 19-18. Good pressuring defense there. Hamilton on Baker. Now Denson picks up Taylor. Driving, good look underneath, but good job sealing there was Denson defensively. That 3 ball partially blocked. Outlet ahead, and here comes Triton. Skip pass ahead. Nicely done. Hamilton to Subnick, and the Trojans are up by 3. Last 5 have been scored by the Trojans. It's been a game of many runs so far. Good ball pressure. Baker in trouble, and he's called for traveling.
Johnny Melvin and Brandon Hill return for the Cougars. Trojan basketball.
8:22 to go here in this first half. Denson has the opening, kicks it in the corner. 3 ball, no by Mutu. And that's going to be a foul on that rebound on Subnick.
Trojan foul number 24, Patrick Subnick, his first, team 4th.
Hill across to Melvin. Up top, Taylor. Man-to-man by Triton still. Driving. Hill swings it left and off the foot. Oh, they're going to say last touched by Mutu as he draped Melvin there on the far side. 10 to shoot. That jumper in and out for Nurheisen. And they got a lot of length. tall, lengthy guys on this team due to Cougars. Backdoor cut. Mutu couldn't get the layup. Tried to kick it back out in the corner for Calicut, but Highland able to step in and knock it out of bounds. Ramsey will re-enter as Taylor. He looked a bit hobbled up, but instead Nertheisen will check out for the Cougars. Inbound. Subnick almost over and back, but not quite. Pull up. No good by Hamilton. And here comes Taylor. He'll get it across. Taylor on against Denson. Taylor over Denson. No. Rebound claimed by Mutu. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Trojans by 3. 4-3. That rattles in good for Dalen Hamilton. And a timeout, Luke Norman and Highland. And just like that, the lead doubles up to 6, equaling the biggest lead of the day for the Trojans. $6:50 to go in this half. And Highland moments ago had the lead, but the last 8 have been scored by the Trojans. As we mentioned, it's a busy week ahead. We have quite a few home games, as we mentioned. 9 within the next 7 here at the Collins Center. Split doubleheader here Tuesday night. No stream Tuesday. We'll be back to stream the Kankakee doubleheader on Thursday night. So the lead now 6 points for the Trojans. 24-18, Triton out in front. Tim McKinney here live from the Robert Collins Center in River Grove. Phil Dorner producing our stream here this afternoon. Trojans show the full court man. Hill had it poked loose by Hamilton, but able to recover. And that shot no good with things winding down. Nerves in the way, so we couldn't see what happened there as he was checking in. So we were blocked, but apparently Triton missed the shot with the clock winding down. Or I should say Highland. And Elise, he's fouled on his way up.
Cougar foul number 10, Carlos Ramsey. That's his third.
Ramsey commits the foul.
At the free throw line, number 13, D'Angelo Elise.
And Elise connects on the first. So Nur and Baker are back in the game. Trojans now their biggest lead of the afternoon, 7. And make it 8. Good job by D'Angelo to knock down both free throws. Leading all scorers early on with 8 points. Denson has 7 for Triton so far. Down the lane. Nowhere to go there was Baker, and they had to settle for the jumper, and it was contested by the Trojans. Feed inside. Elise. Draped by 3 defenders and out of bounds. Trojans will have it, and John Clancy, he'll call a timeout. Full timeout, Trojans. 5:37 remaining in the first half, and it's 26-18 in favor of the Trojans. Tim McKinney back here at the Collins Center. Late stages of this first half, the Trojans have opened up an 8-point lead. Calican will get it in to Elise, who lays it in with the left hand, and the lead is 10 for the Trojans. They've scored the last 12 after Highland led it 18-16. Kind of a little deja vu for Highland. What happened to them last week at Indian Hills, at least for the moment, as they've gone on a big scoring drought, and Highland turns it over. So big moment here early on here in this first half. Trojans really can push this lead up and put Highland in a tough spot. Inbound was deflected by Baker.
Entering the game for the Cougars, number 3, Giangelo Riley.
Calican will get it in right in front of me into McKeithen. McKeithen feeds it in, and again, a good job. Triton been very assertive here, getting that ball down into Elise, and Nur commits the foul. And Elise will be at the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Free throw line, number 13, D'Angelo Elise.
And he connects again. And the Trojans continue to add to this lead. And Highland's going to have to play through this because Luke Norman's used 2 timeouts already, and I don't think he wants to use another one in this first half. Missed the second, did D'Angelo. Trojans have scored the last 13 in a row to build an 11-point lead. Hill driving, lays it in, and that ends the 13-0 run. And a inbound violation by the Trojans, and the Highland will get it back off the turnover. They feed it into Nur, went off his hands, but they'll say deflected by McKeithen out of bounds. Highland look to be a bit patient in this offensive set. Feed in the Nur, picked up by Sumnick. And he connects over Sumnick as they take advantage of Elise getting a brief break on the bench. Nur has 6. Last 4 by Highland, the pull within 7. McKeithen from the elbow off the back rim. Rebound went right to Sumnick, and that jumper no good. Melvin clears the board, and now Highland with some momentum. Taylor will pull up. No. Sumnick the rebound. Out the Calicut. Hands it off. Montgomery looking for Sumnick. It went off of Sumnick, and somehow Montgomery was able to get that ball and missed the shot. And that 3 well off by Hamilton. Well, once you thought Triton had the momentum, things have suddenly turned here within the last minute. Couple bad possessions, and now Highland looking to inch closer. That 3 in and out by Hill, and the loose ball foul on the Trojans.
Fouls on number 24, Patrick Sumnick. His
Second on Sumnick, and here comes Elise back in.
Angel Elise, number 13, back in the lineup for the Trojans.
Inbound Hill, now Nur again, and he likes that spot. Couple feet closer than the last one. That one from about 16 feet straight up. Made about an 18-footer earlier. And here comes Highland. Back within 5. They've scored the last 6. Calicut into Elise. He's fouled by Nur. That's number 2 on him.
Fouls on number 35, Omar Nur, his second, team 10.
So it's double bonus. 2 shots the rest of the way in this first half for the Trojans. And Elise's been getting plenty of free throw practice in this first half. Now has 10 points.
Marquina, number 50, returns for the Cougars.
And that free throw ends that mini 6-0 run for Highland. And Elise makes good on both. And the Trojans are up by 7. Show the token pressure in the backcourt. Highland able to break it. Nice backdoor cut, and the layup is good by Giangio Riley. Good backdoor feed from Kaida. 31-26. McKeithen. And that's going to be a travel on Elise.
Basketball goes back to the Cougars.
Well, again, this was an 11-point Trojan lead. Highland a chance to make it a 1-possession game here. Token pressure more to make Highland waste time, and that's what you don't want to do. Mutu commits the foul. It is the team 6, so the Cougars will inbound, but the next one will put them at the free throw line. Elise nearly got the steal, and Chieta threw it away. Trojans will get it back. McKeithen, bounce pass right. Hamilton, he'll back it out. Calicut, back to Hamilton. Looking inside for Elise, but stepping in was Hill for the steal. Here comes Highland. Melvin in the front court. Good feed. They've just been getting those cuts, but that time Hamilton able to converge on Hill. Hill will take it back baseline, sealed off by Hamilton. Now the long jumper, no good by Kaida. And Hamilton the rebound as we're under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Hamilton around the Elise screen, slices through the lane and lays it in.
Jalen Hamilton.
33-26 in favor of the Trojans. Again, they show the token pressure, they get the steal. Deflection, Calicott in the corner, the three is good by Brandon Mutu. And just like that, the lead is 10 for Triton. Highland able to break the pressure that time. Melvin circles baseline. He'll take the jumper, no good, and that's really not the offensive set Highland wanted. And the Trojans a chance now. Again, this game's just been filled with many runs. Hamilton underneath Elise wasn't quite ready for it. Calicon saved it. Out the Mutu, three, in and out. Last 5 have been scored by the Trojans. 35 seconds left. Highland, we'll see if they'll slow it down a bit here. Luke Norman wants them to reverse the ball. They finally do. Pull up jumper, no, by Taylor. Long rebound, Taylor gets it down the lane, no. Rebound, loose Taylor, good battle underneath to keep the ball alive. But out of bounds, it will be Triton ball. 18 seconds left in the half. And we'll see if the Trojans can milk this down for the final shot. Hamilton will get it across. 10 seconds. Picked up by Hill. Elise sets the screen. Hamilton for three. It's short. Rebound claimed by Kaida, and that's how the half will end.
At the half, it's the Trojans of Triton College 36.
So it's been a half that Triton has led the majority of the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your first
Trojans had a 29-18 lead at one point.
indoors, right outside the
Highland got it down to 5, but now the last 5 scored by the Trojans before the break to push the lead back up to 10. 36-26 in favor of the Trojans here at the break. D'Angelo Elise leading all scorers, the only one with 11 points. Cam Denson has 7. Tianta McKeithen has 6. 4 for Pat Subnick. And 3 for Brandon Mutu for the Trojans. Highland led in the first half. Carlos Ramsey has 7. Omar Nur has 8. And Trojans have so far 13 of 31 from the field. Highland 12 of 30 from the field. But the difference, the free throw line, one of the differences, Trojans 6 of 10, Elise's 5 of 8. Highland just 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. A lot of the other stats are relatively even. 21 rebounds for Triton, 19 for Highland. 10 turnovers for Highland, 8 for Triton. 9 assists for Triton, 5 for Highland. Steals, 5 for Triton, 3 for Highland. And probably the other number that's probably the other difference in the lead, even though both teams are shooting rather similarly from the field, Trojans are 4 of 11 from long range, while Highland is 1 for 8. So some of the numbers in the first half, Trojans will go into the locker room up by 10. 36-26. We'll come back in about 12 minutes or so, and we'll have the second half from the Collins Center here live on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel. Tim McKinney back here at the Robert Collins Center. Phil Dorner producing our stream here this afternoon. Great to have you with us here live on the Triton YouTube channel and TritonAthletics.com. Trojans enjoy a 10-point lead. Triton 18-3, Highland 13-8. Cougars will have the ball first. Highland in the orange jerseys. The Trojans in their home grays. The feed inside to Nur, and a nice soft touch with the left hand by Omar Nur. Nur, the first Highland player to reach double figures, now with 10 points. Elise straight up over Nur, in and out. Rebound Hill. Outlet ahead, shovel to Nur, the two-handed dunk from Ramsey. And just like that, 4 points out of the gate in 38 seconds, both by Nur, and John Clancy will call a 30-second timeout. Actually, it will be a full timeout instead for Triton. So not the start you want coming out of halftime. And Highland, again, with a little momentum. Trojans had that 13-0 run in the first half, but other than that, it's been like a game of small runs back and forth between these two teams. Trojans led by as many as 11 in the first half and in this game. Highland's biggest advantage has been 2 points. So now we'll see if the Trojans can hit the reset button and essentially start this second half all over again, because the first 30-plus seconds, not the way you want it to go. Trojans do have their same starting group on the floor to open this half. Brandon Mutu, Angelo Elise, Dalen Hamilton, Tianza McKeaton, and Patrick Sumner. Elise, high post, swings it in the corner. Hamilton looking to drive. Good defense there by Ramsey. Almost reached, but did not. Shot clock to 10. Now around an Elise screen. Hamilton drills the three. Big basket after that timeout for the Trojans to put the lead back up to 9. Taylor, Ramsey, Gabriel, Hill, and Nur, the same starting 5 on the floor for Highland. And Hamilton, good hustle in front of the Highland bench. Almost was able to get that steal, but out of bounds. It will go back to Highland. Taylor gets it in. Now a 3-ball, no good by Gabriel, and McKeithen the rebound. Swinging it, Mutu has it. Driving, had an opening and takes it all the way. So good answer by Triton. They're up by 11. 41-30 Trojans. Underneath, Elise blocked the shot of Taylor. Trojans looking to run it. Hamilton for 3, short. Rebound, tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Sumnick, they'll say, and Highland will have the ball. Again, a win for Triton in this game you would think would lock up the #1 seed, but the men don't quite use a point system like the women do, so that's why we already know what the women's situation is. So there's a moving screen. It's going to be against Hill. The men, their seeding still a little more subjective. There's no point system. They still do it kind of the traditional way. Coaches vote. Seeding meetings February the 20th. Trojans still have regional games left, both here at the Collins Center against Kankakee and Daly to conclude the final 2 weeks of the season. Turnover there by the Trojans. So winning this game, and already a road win at Kankakee, winning this game would put you in good shape. But if you win tonight and you win Thursday here versus Kankakee, you would have to pretty much think that number 1 seed is all a lock for Triton. Nur had it blocked by Elise. Another block. Nur missed the follow, and a rebound, Subnik. Swing pass is picked off. Ramsey spins in the lane, and he lays it in with the left hand. Beautifully done by Carlos Ramsey. He now has 9 points, and the Triton lead is down to 9. 41-32. Now McKeithen for 3. It's good. Tia to McKeithen. And the lead is back up to 12 as McKeithen answers with the 3. McKeithen now with 9. And the action is picked up here in this second half. 44-32. But again, with the Region 4 tournament, higher seed could have the championship game here at the Collins Center if the Trojans secure that top seed. And we got a whistle away from the ball. I think we got another moving screen, and we do. Player control foul on Omar Nur, number 3 on him. Trojans to the bench. J.J. Calican and Cam Denson are back in. Elise and Mutu will check out. So after that early surge by Highland, the Trojans have answered. 12 points is their biggest lead of the day. They can increase it here. Sumnick on the drive, head fake, had it blocked. Nur with the rejection. And the Trojans will inbound. Sumnick off the inbound, cannot connect. And out of bounds in the corner, it will go to Highland. A little bit more than 4 minutes gone by in this second half. Hill, the nerd, a lob underneath, and the layup missed by Gabriel. Loose ball claimed by Ramsey, and he puts it in. Good second effort there by Ramsey, 10-point game. Denson swings it baseline. Sumnick out to the corner to McKeithen. McKeithen in traffic. Now Sumnick for 3. He drains it. Sumnick doesn't shoot many from long range, but when he does, it's very efficient, and the Trojans have their biggest lead. It's 13. Sumnick a 40% shooter, but he entered today 6 of 15. Jumper, Nur couldn't get the bounce. Battle inside, Ramsey got the rebound and draws the foul. Oh, I thought there was a foul. We'll see. Yep, there will be after the conversation. J.J. Calican commits the personal. And they'll say it's in the act of shooting, so Ramsey will get a pair. Ramsey, 80% on the season from the line. Highland as a team shooting 66%. Nertheisen is back in for Highland. Kobe Montgomery back in for the Trojans. And that free throw no good, and the rebound by Denson. Hamilton Angling outside left. Picked up by Hill. It's been quite a guard matchup between those two in this game, Hill and Hamilton. Hamilton with the advantage, and he lays it in with the right hand. 1-on-1, he got the clear out and took advantage to Hamilton. He has 10. Ball loose. Diving for it in front of us. Out of bounds, and will go to Triton. Good hustle by Cam Denson on the floor. And the Trojans and Denson will inbound right in front of me. 14:20 remaining. 14-point Trojan lead as they look to pull away from Highland in this second half. Much different than the first meeting when Triton played from behind the whole afternoon. Inside, Sumnick drew the foul. In that first meeting, Triton was down 12 in the first half, trailed pretty much the entire game before a final late run. Highland let them hang around, and Triton was able to snake by them at the end of the game. But today, this game has been controlled mostly by the Trojans, even though Highland has shown that they've been able to hang around. Calican with the left hand. And now it's a 16-point game, and it's serious danger time for Highland now. So they got it down to 6 early in this second half. It was 36-30, but a 21-5 run by the Trojans has flipped the game back in their favor. Or I should say, let me recalculate that run, as that will go out of bounds. A 15-5 run by the Trojans. I added it up the opposite way for each team. Melvin, the Baker. Taylor, high dribble. Maintains it. Back to Melvin. Fakes, leans in, and connects. 51-37. Melvin out of Orr Academy, his first bucket of the afternoon. Now Denson will spot up, and he connects. A 3 for Cam Denson. 55-37. And we got the foul on Elise. Nur's going to go to the line. I think if the Trojans can really make one more surge here this next couple minutes, that can possibly put the early knockout blow to Highland. But we've seen them battle back more than once in this game. Nur, 1 of 2. At least the battle back to stay within striking distance. But we'll see if the Trojans can maybe put together the knockout punch here. Denson out the Calican. Shovel feed. A little too low, and Elise couldn't pick it up. Out ahead. Good job, Calican, getting back into the play to block the shot of Baker. Mutu. He'll come back in the game for Dalen Hamilton, who will get a brief break. Lob up top. Nurt Hussein picks it up. Now the three. That's well off. Following and getting his own miss, Gabriel, and the bucket will count. And he'll get one. Elise commits the foul, number 3 on him. So Gabriel, he'll get one. Free throws were a struggle for Highland, and it really cost them protecting that lead in the first game. They were 14 of 25. As we mentioned, they're 65% as a team, and Gabriel unable to convert on that three-point play. Lead is 14. Nice little move, Cam Denson to the bucket and switched off to the left hand. A lot of left-handed layups today by the Trojans. That shot and layup missed by Gabriel. He wanted a foul, nothing called. And the Trojans pushing, but a little bit too much there. But I think John Clancy thought that was touched last by Highland. But the Cougars will get possession. However, the good news is Triton has a 16-point lead. Good attack, but Sumnick well defended there to recover on Baker. Now in the lane, slicing through two defenders. Melvin lays it in. Sumnick went off to go to the other player, maybe thinking Melvin might dish it off, and that left that lane wide open, and Melvin was able to drive and score. Denson missed a three. Long rebound goes to Taylor. Thought he had it, but it was ran down by Montgomery. Here comes Kobe. Out ahead, Mutu for three. No. Battle for the board. It's claimed by Baker. Highland pushing. On the drive. The layup is good by Nurt Hussein. And Luke Norman will call a timeout. Full timeout, Highland. We'll take the break with them. 10:41 to go, second half. Triton 56, Highland 44. Back after this brief pause on the Triton College YouTube channel and TritonAthletics.com. Tim McKinney back here at the Collins Center. Highland now showing the full court pressure after the timeout. Down 12, and the Trojans break it, and the two-handed dunk by Sumnick. But back the other end, that three good by Donovan Taylor. Pace is picked up a bit, but I think the Trojans may want to just ease it up a bit, tone it down a bit with the 11-point lead as we approach the midway point of this second half. Tim McKinney here live from the Robert Collins Center in River Grove. Phil Dorner producing. Denson out baseline. So Montgomery back up top, shot clock to 5. Denson fakes, feeds it down low. Sumnick not able to finish it. Loose ball picked up by Highland by Gabriel. A little high dribble, and that's a travel. It is. But I think Highland right now wants to get up and down the floor right now. Down by 11 might be their best shot. While if you're Triton, you just got to slow it down just a tad. They had a good possession, milking the clock the last time they had it, but had to settle for a shot from long range.
It was Darvell Burgess who just threw in the towel.
Good job, Darvell. Fine job, as always, by our table crew. Darvell, I'm glad they found a vest that could fit you down there. We're not going to wash it in hot water tonight. I thought you were working at the grocery store when I saw you for a second. I was going to ask you where the potatoes were at. Oh my. Clean up in aisle two. Clean up in aisle two. Pull up jumper in and out by Hamilton. Now Sumnick swings it out. McKeithen slices, fakes, good move, and he couldn't get the roll. Highland controls the rebound, a chance. Again, when you thought the Trojans could maybe up this to 20, they led by as many as 17. Here comes Highland, a chance to make it single digits, and the three is missed by Melvin. Sumnick the rebound. And now John Clancy will call a timeout with 8:26 to go. 11-point advantage. But George, you know, all of this isn't possible, George, without the leadership of the general, Bobby Stevens. He's the one that makes things run around here for these home games. That's right. That's right. Also, there he is down there in the corner with our Associate Vice President of Athletics, Garrett Abizishan. Got to make sure the ship is run tight around here. So again, when you thought the Trojans had this one under control, Highland has hung around kind of like what happened in the first meeting. Game that was controlled mostly by Highland. They let Triton hang around, and the Trojans chipped away, and they caught them within the last 10 minutes. You know, this one I just think if the Trojans can just be a little smart here, not get too caught up in the up and down game and pace, they'll be okay. Because at this point, I think Highland would want them to run and push and rush and take early shots within the possession and get this into an up and down game. You don't really want to do that. So we'll see if this timeout can settle things down again, and we're going to have a whistle away from the ball before the ball was even inbounded on Highland. So Jeremy Baker, that's the first on him. Only the fourth on the team. 14 fouls apiece for each side here in this second half. Inbound to Sumnick. Sumnick, good move, and he connects with the right hand. Initiated some contact to clear a little space to get that shot off. Well done by Sumnick. 13-point lead in the lane. Nice move by Taylor, cannot convert. And out of bounds, it will go to, nope, they're going to say a foul instead, I believe. No foul, they'll say out of bounds. The official was just signaling for the shot clock to be reset to 20. So Highland will inbound it back into play. Corner three is short by Baker. You're under 8 minutes left. No need to rush here. You still want to run some offense. McKeithen dribbling by everyone, and Highland helps him out by committing the foul. I don't think that's what Triton necessarily want to do, but fortunate to get the foul call. Melvin, his second personal, and now a whistle, and we got another foul. So Nurt Hussein gets called for that foul. And another foul, so just like that, 3 fouls in about 20 seconds called on Highland, and the Trojans are in the bonus. And it's on Nurt Hussein and Cam Denson. That was in the act of shooting, so Denson should get 2 here. He'll get 1 more attempt. So both free throws missed. Highland will inbound. Still plenty of time left for the Cougars to make one last rally here. Losing the handle. Good defense there by Hamilton to pry it loose from Baker, and they're going to say it was last off Baker and a backcourt violation against Highland. On the drive, Denson had it blocked. Nurt Hussein got a hand on it. Cougars in transition. And a foul on the drive by Gabriel. It will be on the floor. 15 foul on the Trojans as Highland will inbound. They're going to call it on Cam Denson. Denson will check out. Kobe Montgomery back in. Brandon Hill will re-enter for Jeremy Baker for Highland. Inbound, jumper, good by Stephen Gabriel. It's out of Irvington, New Jersey. 6'7" sophomore. And again, Highland staying within striking distance here. Trojans had them on the ropes earlier in this half. It was a 17-point advantage. But the lead is now 11. Calican looking to work around a screen, nothing doing. McKeithen will take the 3 instead. It's no good. Hill to rebound. Long outlet ahead. Melvin to Taylor. Taylor looking to bounce it inside, and it's picked off by Hamilton. Up ahead, and Subnik lays it in. Big bucket right there as Highland had a chance to make it single digits. They turn it over, and Subnik the transition bucket. 62-49. And a ball poked loose by McKeithen. He gets the steal. Pass out ahead, and Hamilton slams it home. And the Trojans have a 15-point lead. And Luke Norman wants a timeout. Timeout Highland. 6:08 to go. 64-49. The Trojans have the lead by 15. Big swing right there. Really, in essence, a 6-point swing if you think about it. Highland missed on their transition chance, turned the ball over. Subnik gets the layup, then they turn it over again, and it leads to another bucket for the Trojans, 4 quick points, and suddenly it's a 15-point game again. And again, every time you think Highland can inch closer, the Trojans have answered. It's just been a game of little mini runs that has built up this lead. And now we'll see if Highland has one final answer in this final 6:08. But the Trojans in good position to pick up their 19th win of the year in the midst of this big homestand. Five more games in the homestand remaining. And another steal, McKeithen. McKeithen bounced pass ahead. Hamilton had it stripped from underneath by Nurt Hussein. Nurt Hussein with it. The feed in to Gabriel. Gabriel against Subnik with the right hand. No. Rebound McKeithen. Under 5.5 minutes remaining. And now the Trojans wisely will milk a little clock with the double-digit lead. Hamilton looking inside but nothing doing as Subnik was sealed off. Hamilton in trouble, and he'll have to call a timeout. For the shoot for the Trojans, it will be a 30-second timeout. We'll see what John Clancy draws up, but again, big homestand. We'll have 3 doubleheaders this week, women and men. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Split doubleheader Tuesday. Women will play Malcolm X at 5. The men will play Wright at 7. Thursday night doubleheader 5 and 7 versus Kankakee. And then a week from today, Bay College will be here, make the trip from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Women's game at 1, men's game at 3. We'll be streaming the Kankakee doubleheader next week, this coming Thursday. Lob into Subnik, and he's fouled. Nurt Hussein commits the foul.
Number 23 for Highland, Nurt Hussein, his third, team 8.
And that's, again, after a timeout. Subnik able to get a little freed up there to draw that foul. Gets the bounce on the first free throw attempt.
Number 5 returns for the Trojans.
One of 2. Melvin to Taylor. Up top, Brandon Hill. Picked up by Calican. Nurt Hussein sets the screen, gets the ball back. Ramsey. Now Nurt Hussein, the 3, no. Denson the rebound, and you hear John Clancy chanting, relax, tell the team to slow down. Lob underneath. Subnik, nothing doing. Now McKeithen for 3, no. Rebound Denson, they can reset it. They'll reverse it back up. And Calican drills the open 3. Now some nice ball reversal, and Calican knocked down the open 3 up top. And the Trojans have their biggest lead of the day. And now Highland quickly answers. Taylor for 2. Lead is 17, but again, 19. You got to get down. We can't see. Got to get down. Pressure. Now Calican thought about the 3. He'll drive down the lane. Spins to the left. Left it short. Tip in is good by McKeithen. And that's a 70-51 Trojan lead. Triton is pretty much put this one out of reach, it seems. Time running out on Highland. Hill with the right hand. He'll lay it in. And they're going to have to put some pressure on the Cougars. It's desperation time for Highland as we near 3 minutes left. Trojans look to slow it down. No need to rush. Hamilton one-on-one, picked up by Nert Hussein. Around a screen by Sumnick. Swings it out. Shot clock to 3. On the drive, Denson, I think he stepped out of bounds. He did. Turnover, and Highland will have the ball back.
Jeremy Baker, number 20, checks back in for the Cougars. Highland basketball.
And after the game, we'll talk with Triton head coach John Clancy. Get some of his thoughts on what is appearing to be a Trojan victory in about 2:40 and change. Lob in, and Nur missed the easy one in front. Sumnick the rebound. They'll look to milk more time off the clock. Denson, he'll dribble it back out. Highland has to extend out and pressure. They're just going to let them run this clock out here. Denson will take it up top. Shot clock down to 10. Denson driving and took one too many steps. But the good news is it took 26 seconds off the clock. 2:10 remaining in this one. Trojans on their way to improving to 19-3 and one step closer to potentially securing the number 1 seed in the Region 4 tournament. They still have some work to do. Kankakee's here Thursday night. Kankakee won at Highland 3 weeks ago. They were out there when our women were at Highland.
Trojan foul number 24, Patrick Subnick, his third.
Subnick commits the foul. It's the 6th on the team, but in the act of shooting. 2 free throws coming up for Carlos Ramsey. Again, our next stream will be Thursday night, the doubleheader versus Kankakee. Women's game at 5. Alvin Washington will be here to call that one, and then Alvin will join me for the men's game at 7. But again, we'll have a doubleheader here Tuesday, no stream. Malcolm X will be here for the women, and the men will be heavily favored against Wright. They've already blown them out once, and that one you would think on paper should not be much of a contest, but you never know. Wright kind of gave the Trojans some fits for a while in the game at Wright, but usually when Wright comes here to the Collins Center, it's tended to be a different story. Good ball pressure, ball rolls loose and out of bounds. And they're going to have to, I think, will they adjust the clock here? The clock was reset. Was their possession or not? The officials will talk. So the shot clock will be adjusted to 24 seconds. So they'll have to get this ball in. And they get it across with no problem. Montgomery pressured and lost the handle. Out of bounds. Highland will have it, 1:38 to go. So Highland playing this one out all the way to the end here.
Denson, number 5, checking back in for the Trojans.
And a foul. Baker fouled on his drive, and that will put Highland in the bonus for a 1-and-1. Coach Clancy a bit frustrated on how the guys are playing right now to tell them finish this game the right way. Pretty much they had this thing well in hand, but you don't want to get too sloppy at the end. Finish it strong. Again, there's a good chance we can meet again here of Highland. Region 4 championship, higher seed would host. Semifinals for the men and women are scheduled 3 weeks from today. Championship Monday is February 28th, and hopefully we will have 2 home games to bring you, but a lot of work to get done to get to that point. Under 90 seconds left. Hamilton picked up by Ramsey. Highland's not going to foul here. They're going to let Triton play this one out. Under 10 to shoot. Hamilton looking for space. Little crossover, but they're going to call the player control on Dalen Hamilton. Little knee breaker right there, but they're going to call the player control on Dalen. Now a 3, no. Rebound, Highland, and a foul. Melvin the rebound after the Baker miss from 3. We're under a minute to go.
Johnny Melvin at the free throw line.
One interesting final of note is the Division II showdown, the top 2 teams. South Suburban, they remain undefeated on the year there, man. They're 22-0. Big top 5 battle. They won at Milwaukee Tech 93-83 this afternoon. That game just went final. Carl Sandburg men, an 81-66 winner over McHenry. Wabanzi men knocked off Oakton 74-64. Some of the final scores throughout around the Region 4. Hill with the putback. And Highland has made this an 11-point game. Lob, a little floater, but McKeithen picks it up and he's fouled. And now you're really giving Highland a reason to maybe play out this final minute a bit here. Third foul on Melvin. 1-1 for McKeithen. It's the team's 9th. But I think this could be the last round here, depending on what happens with these free throws in the next possession. We may see the official concession from both sides. But again, Triton, some of their sloppiness has given Highland a little reason to kind of play this out a bit as Tianta makes the first free throw. 12 points for McKeithen. A lot of balance again for the Trojans here. Sumnick with 14. McKeithen with 13. Hamilton with 12. Denson with 12. Ramsey leading Highland with 14. Nur has 13. And Ramsey right there on cue. 16 for him. Highland pressuring. They get the steal. Hill. Still some time if they can get a shot to fall, but they will turn it over. The travel on Baker. And that, I would imagine, should officially do it here. We'll see what Highland does. It looks like they're going to keep the ball pressure on. Shot clock is off. Trojans just need to get it across. They do. Here comes the pressure. And they do foul. Denson is fouled. 15.3 to go.
Omar Nur with the foul, his 4th, team 10.
4th foul on Omar Nur. Denson will get 2. Actually, it should be 2. They crashed in as if it was a 1-1, but it is a 2-shot foul. Trojans are just not contesting the rebound. And now they're going to have to add a second on the clock. It was at 15.3, and they'll add a tick back on the clock. And now we got a net all situated. Denson will get one more free throw attempt. Missed it. Rebound Hill. Last gasp here, but time is going to run out on Highland. Lob, and Nur gets the lay-in from Melvin. So it's going to make the final a little closer here as Hamilton will look to dribble out. Highland still pressuring. Shot as time expires is no good by Baker. But the final, the Trojans win it 72-63 over Highland. Trojans improved to 19-3 on the year. Highland will fall to 13-9. But there's a good chance that these two can maybe meet here again at the end of February for the Region 4 title. But time will tell. But the Trojans able to get this one out and get the win here today. And as the teams shake hands, we're going to see if we can get John Clancy over here for some of his post-game thoughts. As the Trojans get the win. And here comes Coach now. So we'll get him situated here. And all right, so we got John Clancy, the head coach of the Trojans, and kind of an interesting game because it really was a game, contrast to the first meeting, that you controlled for the most part, little tough to put this Highland team away, but you guys did enough to get the win.
Yeah, Highland's really, really good. I mean, they have talented dudes. Coach Luke Norman's doing a great job there. We knew it was going to be a slugfest. Honestly, I thought our defensive effort in the first half was outstanding. And honestly, for the most part, we got to do a better job situationally, and I got to put guys in better spots down the stretch. We got a little loose with the lead up 15, but it was nice that we had a little bit of a buffer. But some situational stuff, this film will help us because we had some turnovers down the stretch. We missed free throws down the stretch, executing our press attack. But a tremendous defensive effort against a really talented offensive team.
And a lot of balance here today, but I thought, early on getting Elise going kind of helps set the tone to build that lead.
Yeah, it's not every day you see the opposing team's got a 7-2 guy, but
yeah.
We saw in the second half at Freeport that getting the ball inside is something we have to do. We can play a variety of ways, but when we play the two bigs, we got to look at our high-low stuff. I thought our ball screen offense was pretty good today, but again, our decision-making down the stretch. We gutted one out. We got to play better down the stretch, but that's a huge game for us. That's a big region rival. We have a ton of respect for that program, and Carlos Ramsey and Steph Gabriel are two of the better players, not only in the region, but in the Midwest. I thought we did a pretty good job in the first half on them. They got going a little bit. I thought we did a great job getting them in foul trouble in the first half. Ramsey had 3 fouls in the first half, and Gabriel had 2. They can't hurt you if they're on the bench. So I thought we did a good job of that. But, again, we're 9 of 18 from the free throw line. We got to convert, and 17 turnovers to 15 assists. We got to be able to turn that. Our goal is to get over 20 assists and less than 12 turnovers. So just some things we got to clean up, but I'm proud of our effort and our fight.
Now, you talked about the significance of this game. Obviously, this puts you in a good spot, but still some work to do regional-wise. We'll have Wright here, but you still have 2 home Division I games left, probably essentially that Kankakee game.
Yeah.
Winning that game, I would think, pretty much would secure the number 1 seed.
Yeah, we don't want to leave it up to somebody else. And as we continue to try to build a resume here, these last couple of weeks, a lot of games are going to come at us fast. We got to get better in film, and our practices will be shorter and condensed. We're not close to being a finished product, and I kind of like that. Honestly, we haven't put together a full 40. If we ever do figure that out, we're going to be scary in March when it really matters.
All right, John. Well, I appreciate the time. Congratulations. And we're 1 win close to getting to number 20. That's always a nice little number in the college season. And we'll have Wright here Tuesday night, and we'll See you Thursday. We'll be streaming the Kankakee game Thursday night.
Beautiful, beautiful. And big shout out to my family. I think we made up, the Clancy Gavin crew made up about 80% of the fan base.
I saw that. We had like a lot of kids running around
I
here
got
today.
cousins.
Between that and the Olsen kids as well.
Irish Catholic families are big. Appreciate them coming out, and thanks to our fans, thanks to our listeners.
All right, thank you. That's head coach John Clancy. The Trojans winners 72-63 here over Highland this afternoon. Let's give you the final numbers here for the Trojans. A lot of balance. Patrick Subnick, he led the way. He had 14 points, 6 rebounds, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Tiansa McKeithen. Dalen Hamilton had 12 points this afternoon. J.J. Calican had 12. D'Angelo Elise had 11 points for the Trojans, and then 5 apiece for Brandon Mutu and J.J. Calican. I think I misspoke. It's Cam Denson, not Calican, who had 12. Denson with 12, and then Calican and Mutu had 5 points apiece. That was the scoring for the Trojans. You heard him talk about John Clancy. He talked about Highland. Carlos Ramsey, solid effort, had 16 to lead them. Omar Nur, the 7-2 center, he had 15 for Highland. Donovan Taylor had 8. Stephen Gabriel, 8. 6 points for Brandon Hill. 4 for Johnny Melvin. Giangelo Rilio and Newt Hussein had 2 points apiece. That was the scoring for Highland this afternoon. Again, some of the shooting numbers were relatively even. Triton shot 46% for the game. They were 27 of 59. Highland was 27 of 64 from the field for the game, 42%. But one of the differences was the three-point shooting this afternoon. The Trojans +7 from 3 against Highland. The Trojans were 9 of 21 from downtown. Highland was 2 of 16. Both teams missed their share of free throws. The Trojans were 9 of 18. Highland 7 of 13. You heard John Clancy talk about the turnovers. Trojans had 17. Highland had 18 turnovers. Assists, 15 for Triton, 11 for Highland. Rebounds, the Highland had the slight edge, 39 to 38. And again, a lot of the other stats were even, but the three-point shooting kind of stood out to help give Triton enough of a cushion to get the win. The Trojans led it at halftime, 36-26. Highland outscored the Trojans 37-36 in the second half to account to our 72-63 final. With the win, the Trojans are now 19-3 on the year. We'll see how if they move up in the rankings or not. They'll
I thought I unplugged the charger. Tim, I unplugged the charger. Not me.
All right, I think now we're back on. I think it might have hit the cord and shorted it out. But now we're back. Yeah, we were off. So, I was saying, this always, you know the chaos. We get something always happening. 72-63. I think at this point, I will wrap it up. Phil, I appreciate you up there. We will see you Thursday. Trojans are now 19-3. Highland, they fall now to 13-9. We're going to get unconnected up here, say goodbye, enjoy the rest of our weekend. We'll see you back here Thursday on the Triton YouTube channel and TritonAthletics.com. So long, everyone.